In the world of kettlebell training, everyone worries about swings and get-ups, but to be honest, 2 kettlebells is where it's at. 2 kettlebells equals double the fun, and truthfully, if you want to make the most of your kettlebell training, these moves are essential. They involve the most muscles, they maybe open the doorway to a bunch of harder skills that are going to use more muscles, or they're easier on joints and allow you to train for a long period of time. The first of these skills is the double kettlebell clean, because if you can't get the bells into a safe rack position, you're not going to be able to do a bunch of harder, more beneficial exercises. So the way we start, just like a one-hand swing, but on both sides, Shannon's going to drive the bells back between her legs, shoot her hands through, end up in a double rack position with thumbs facing her. So the saying is always, who likes double kettlebell cleans? It's this guy right here. So you see the bells go back just the same as for a double swing. She drives the hands through when her elbows are about halfway and lets the momentum of the bells come up to here, and then puts them down exactly the same as she picked them up in a nice, safe way. The next thing we're going to focus on is the double squat. The reason being, we needed the clean to get the bells into the squat position, but the squat's such a powerful exercise, regardless of the tool you use, it's something we must include in our training. So Shannon's going to start with a double clean, drive the bells back, bring them up to the rack position, and you see her squat here, really long straight spine, eyes looking straight ahead, not down at the ground, knees track toes, feet stay flat on the ground the whole time, no changes in the curvature of the spine. After she's done a couple of reps, she's going to put the bells down in a safe way, exactly the same way she picked them up. The next move we're going to focus on is the push press. Why the push press and not the press? The reason is because it's actually easier on the shoulder joint. You'll find doing a lot of heavy, slow shoulder presses with kettlebells can be quite hard on the joint. The other advantage with the push press is this is the start of developing power in your training, and power is such an essential quality for us as we get older. It's one of the things we really need to work on maintaining and developing so that we stave off the aging process and loss of muscle as we get older. So Shannon's going to clean the bells just like everything else. The clean's so important. She's going to get to this position here. Now the distinguisher between the push press and a normal press is that Shannon has a single leg drive. So she's going to bend the knees slightly, drive hard through the legs, stand up tall with everything tight, and then reset and go again. You notice as the bells come down, she catches them with her knees just to take some of the stress out of the drop, and then she drives hard through the legs. Again, exhale on the effort, and after she's done a few, she's just gonna put them down and have a break, of course. The push press is an awesome exercise to start to develop not just strength, but strength and power so that we can stave off age-related muscle loss. The next move is the jerk. Now the jerk is probably the #1 kettlebell move we should all be doing. It's strength, it's power, it's athleticism. It can be super heavy. While the swing can be a great way to develop power, the jerk is the king of power exercises when it comes to kettlebells. Shannon's gonna clean the kettlebells just like normal. The thing that makes this difference between the push press and the jerk is you'll see there's a single knee bend to drive the bells overhead, just like there is on the push press, but Shannon catches them with a second dip overhead. This second dip allows you to work way heavier because really you've only got to get the bells to just above shoulder height before you dip under and catch on that second movement. Excellent move for power, excellent move for conditioning, gives you that all-day strength and conditioning power that kettlebells are renowned for. The fifth move is the snatch. Now the snatch is renowned as being the czar of kettlebell moves. The reason I like it is because it's the one kettlebell move that actually gets you closest to getting true cardiovascular conditioning, because the rate of repetition is so high, it becomes the same sort of cadence as running, rowing, riding, things like that. So Shannon's gonna start just the same as the one-hand swing. The difference is the snatch ends up overhead. So when you've practiced all those movements like the push press, like the jerk, like presses that get the bell overhead, if you can snatch, you can clean, you can swing, it all just becomes one thing. This movement that drives it is the swing. And you'll see when Shannon turns to the side, it's not one big swing that ends up with one long straight arm out in front of her. You'll note her arm is broken on the way up, unlike the swing, and she's actually pulling the bell down from the top and then driving it back between her legs. And you see, I'm actually in no danger here from the bell. We're just giving her the sense of having to keep that arm broken and keep the bell nice and close to her to help the arc stay nice and smooth. Now, if you've made it this far, it's not just 5 moves, we've got a bonus 6th move. And the reason is because a lot of kettlebell moves don't really give a lot of back muscle activation. The way we fix this is with the high pull. Now the high pull starts, just like the double swing, gets driven up to shoulder height, and then you basically try to elbow someone behind you. So Shannon's got a lot of back activation while doing this. Everything from the bottom of her head down to her butt is working really hard in her back to do this. And she's obviously got the same hip power that all kettlebell moves do by firing the swing into the high pull to create this move. Now, if you've liked these exercises, including the bonus one, make sure to check out the website. There's plenty of information there about other kettlebell training, other workouts, and there's a secret hidden kettlebell manual within the community within my website.